I definitely think that a lot of people need to start creating their own table. And the biggest thing that I learned along the way with the Jacksonian, I'm sure we're going to touch on it later, but I just want people to know that you can't do everything by yourself. It wasn't just me. I got a team. Marlon has helped out as my business partner. With that, a lot of people have helped me along the way. So definitely create your own table and try to find people with like mind.
What if I told you that for $1, I'd give you my exact blueprint to how I stopped struggling and started winning on social media? Yes, for $1, I will give you my simple 3-step content creation process, social media hacks, as well as the exact list of resources I use to crush it on social media. Go over to theamazingplaybook.com and get your copy of my new ebook today. Thank you.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Charles Oglesby, also known as Todd Millionaire. I want to personally invite you to join our Todd Capital Business Development Mastermind. This mastermind is kicking butt. We have weekly accountability sessions. We're setting goals. We're making sure that we're hitting our targets. We have over 20 lectures from the likes of Living Rent Free, Andre Hassett, Erica Williams, The Wealth Dad. The list goes on and on. We're providing value. We want to get you to a 6 or 7 figure business. If you're somebody who has a business idea, hasn't yet launched it, or you just launched it and you're looking to take it to the next level, we want to work with you to help you take that business to the next level. Take it to 7 and 6 or 6 and 7 figure numbers. I look forward to seeing you. Click the link in the bio and let's kill it.
3, 2, 1, roll 5.
It's time to help you unlock your greatness and be amazing. That's it. This is the AMAZIN Podcast. And we're featuring the amazing stories of entrepreneurs, creatives, and business owners sharing their journey to being amazing. That's right. Average to Amazing presents the AMAZIN Podcast. And now, here's your host.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
Mr. Amazing himself.
Don't move. Keep it locked. You already know.
Henry Goss.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the AMAZIN Podcast. I'm your host, Henry Amazing, and I have another very special guest. This guy is a businessman, entrepreneur, philanthropist. Like, he does it all. I've known this man for like years, and he's honestly amazing. But I'm gonna hop off the soapbox. I'm gonna give it to him. So Dorian, go ahead, introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Hey, man, thank you for the intro. Appreciate that.
Hey,
My name is Dorian Ducksworth. I'm the co-owner of the Jacksonian Media. I have a management company called Ducksworth Porter. It's like a talent agency kind of. I got into business about 4 years ago. So right now I'm just kind of I'm finally starting to see it kind of pay out for me in ways that I probably never could imagine.
So what inspired you to start the agency?
Well, I got a homeboy. His name is Ant. He goes by Dr. Finesse. Really, I guess I go. It was this lady who wanted me to help her become a model. I started with her because she definitely was integral. She wanted to be a model. She asked me to use some of my connects up there in New York and stuff like that to help her out. So I was like, okay, I tried. I wasn't really familiar with the whole manager thing, but I gave it a shot. And I ended up I knew another girl, Erica. She's a model. And, I had to ask her, I'm like, hey, let me go ahead and turn this into a talent agency or management company or something. Because, everything I do, I like to turn into a business. I want it to be lucrative for me. And so I asked Erica, she said, sure. Then I had my partner, Dr. Finesse. And with him being a rapper, that's what really made it take off. Because then everybody else that were rappers, that was like, hey, can you manage me? Can you manage me? So, that's pretty much how I got into that.
I said, what do you think is one thing people may underestimate about what you do with your agency?
Well, the agency, man, a lot of people don't realize you really handling other people's lives, and For instance, I had got up to 19 clients, and I mean, it's an ongoing process every day. You get no days off. You got clients out. For me, I had them all across the U.S. So, they're in California. They calling me 2 hours, after like somebody in the Central Time Zone, and then you got people on the East Coast, like in the A, which is Atlanta. A lot of people are calling the hour beforehand, so I really didn't get a lot of sleep. It's really a lot of work, and you kind of serving as the middleman. I say that's like the biggest thing, being the middleman, because you got the artists I work with, and then you got, like, for models, let's start with them. For instance, Moneybag Yo, he may want a female model, and so I have to go get the model, but then you kind of got to make sure that Moneybag Yo team is going to pay my model, and for my model, I got to make sure that, everything's organized and stuff for her. So that's very tedious. And you try to do that with 19 different people, man, and continuously trying to get them working and stuff, man. It gets real time consuming after a while.
I can only imagine. I would say, because I know you do the agency, but you are involved you have other business ventures as well. Like, I know you do, I think it's Ducksworth Foundation. That's more so like your philanthropic venture. First, kudos to you, because I know there are things you've done just in the city, in Jackson, that's just amazing in itself. Like the fact that no matter what level of success you've reached, you still, not even that, it's at each level of your success, you've always given back. So, like, tell us a little bit about that and the journey with the foundation.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Henry Amazing, and I just wanted to take a moment and give a shout out to Frank Kev, Zay Heath, Cam Kudosa, and Dre Lavish, the entire Full Cycle Music Group family. This is our song of the week, Love Love, by Frank Kev featuring Zay Heath. Enjoy it.
My wrist up, now put my wrist down. Ain't nothing to it but to do it for the chase now. Keep that same energy you had when I come round. But when it come down to it, don't care what you say now. It's all love. It's all love. No, it's all love. No, it's all love. It's all love. I can't take no stuff. I can't be no scroll. It's all love. Hey.
Yes, that was Love Love by Frank Kev featuring Zay Heath. Louder Than Words is out everywhere. Make sure you go support and go stream. Now let's get back to the show.
Well, it all originated from my mom. Growing up, she always would tell us stories about how, men or women that she met along the way would help her out because she was trying to raise the kids, and, just being somebody that's working in the workforce in corporate America, was kind of rough for her. So, this is what stuck with me, man. Like, honestly, I was always grateful that people helped my mom along the way. And I just had, like, my mom is an outgoing person. My dad is an outgoing person. And so I really just like giving back. Some of the coolest people I've ever met, man, are people that a lot of folks tend to look over. And so I love Jackson. I always did. So I just started out back in like 2016, 2015, just giving out stuff to the homeless people. And then, like, I started posting on social media, when I wanted people to, kind of help out, just to get the city involved with giving back, to let these people know that we actually care about them. And then, like, of course, you start getting in some trouble when you go and do these things for the community. Because you have to have permits and stuff. So I had to make it legal, and I had to start doing it on a more organized scale. So that's how you get your investors and sponsors, rather, not investors, but you get your sponsors, and everybody tends to kind of gravitate to it a little bit more. And so now it's just something I try to do every year for the holidays, or sometimes I may just go out by myself, buy like 30, 40 burgers or something, and go and hand it out, and don't post it on social media or something like that, because I just kind of want people to feel like somebody actually care about them, that everything is not for social media.
What's up, everybody? I know you're enjoying the show. I wanted to take a moment and let you know that you can connect with me on Instagram and Twitter at Henry Amazing. That's HENRY NRYAMAZIN. And click the link in my bio and get your amazing shirt today. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now back to the show.
Man, I see you've been doing your thing with Jacksonian Media. What inspired you to start Jacksonian Media?
Man, you want to know the truth?
Yes.
Man, I was broke as hell, right? Man, yeah, I was just going through something at the time, trying to get my other business, my very first business off the ground. And what was so hard for me, man, was the fact that I had a great business. I had a great business plan. I had a great idea. I didn't have the people behind me supporting it that I probably would have needed. So when I went to Houston, I love Jackson, went to Houston. And this guy named Sneaky Eats, I always shout him out. Him and this company named Brad's Cuisine. Man, they really just looked out for me. And really just was overly caring, and they was dropping knowledge and stuff, and I had never experienced that. And so they have a huge following on social media, but I'm like, man, y'all are helping me out, but my friends and stuff aren't doing the same. And so the Jacksonian idea came, it really stemmed from that. I wanted to bring the just us regular everyday people and bring the people like Sneaky Eats together and just kind of highlight both parties and give people that don't have a big name or people that have a name and a decent following and give them both a huge platform to, just showcase who they are without any biases going on. Because everybody that we see, there are stars today, they had to start somewhere. They started where we was at some point. Charlemagne, I know you probably listen to him, and you got your other podcasts that you probably listen to, man, that's big. They had to start where we started at some point.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and I'll say, well, I'm going to cut this part out, but that's literally why I started, that's my target. I guess as far as guests, because the podcasts I listen to and get inspired by, they always are after, they always interview people after they reach, the highest level of success, they made 6 figures plus in 6-7 figures in business, or they're billionaires. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that motivates me and that inspires me, but that don't help me today. I need to hear from a person that's 1 or 2 steps ahead of where I am, so I can get actionable, tangible gain that I can immediately implement. Because me listening to, and I use Jeff Bezos because that's just a good example because he's one of the top businessmen in the world. But
right.
I can listen to an interview about Jeff Bezos, but that doesn't really help me at my level right now, because the problems Jeff Bezos is solving is on a whole other scale than what I'm trying to do. And when I say I'm not meaning just me as Henry, but just the just the average person or whatever. But
yeah,
that makes sense. But I guess I'm gonna jump back in. So, I'm gonna edit that out. But it's funny that you brought up. Well, it's funny that that's the start of Jacksonian Media, because I guess for me, it just made sense to have a media company with the management company, because that way, you of course, you have the talent that you're managing, but if you already have this machine as well, to where, of course, you want to reach out and get your talent on different radio episodes, or just different, get them publicity and stuff. But it would help if you could do it as well. So that just helps add to their credibility. But that's really cool. Shout out to Sneaky Eats and those people. Definitely give them a follow. So I guess take us to the Lil Baby video, because I remember seeing that back in 2019. That was huge. I think y'all went viral too.
Yeah. So Well, first of all, I'm gonna touch back on what you just said previously about the companies going hand to hand. Yes, I'm gonna make it quick. So, definitely create your own table and try to find people with like mind dreams. And as far as the little baby video with the Jacksonian, man, I actually watched the interview, and when I watched the interview, I was like, yo, this man keeps saying exactly. Like he keeps saying exactly. And I'm a little baby fan, but this is when I first was kind of getting like a little bit more familiar with him. I'm like, he keeps saying exactly and definitely and all of that. And I actually had created the video prior to seeing the Drewski video. And so, because Drewski ended up mocking, like, he always used to make these little voiceovers of him. By him, I mean Lil Baby and P, which is Lil Baby's, I guess you could call this. He's part of the label QC, and I just simply posted it on my page, and then Drewski quoted it, and then he put it on his Instagram and his Twitter, man, and that's how Jacksonian started to blow up.
Man, and I think honestly, when it comes to just social media, it's so fun. Well, to me, it's funny, but it's interesting how you never know what content you post will be the next big thing. And it sometimes is the thing that you least expect to go, viral. That's what changes everything for you.
Yep.
So
I had no idea.
So after the Drewski video, I guess what happened for Jacksonian Media?
Well, at the time, it was like a raw idea. And so we got probably 3,000 to 4,000 email subscribers for our website. And then we got like 8,000 to 9,000 followers on Instagram. And really, after that, it's just like we stayed consistent with it. We just kept posting, kept putting like relevant stuff on there and regarding like artists, and then people would engage with it. And then it just really stayed consistent from there. I mean, we're up to over 32,000 email subscribers right now on the Jacksonian. So basically, on our website, is how many people we have access to. And then we still got social media. I think you just saw it. It was like 14,000.
Yep.
14,400. Yeah. You got to get Twitter up, though. Twitter only at 400. Twitter is a hard place, man. You're trying to build up a brand. But, I mean, that's where we at now.
It's interesting because I would never even suspected that y'all had that many email subscribers. That is incredible because I think people underestimate the power of, having access to like, really, yeah, just having a list, like an email list, because we've seen it. Like there are days when Facebook goes down or Instagram goes down. Even Twitter has had moments where it went down. But when you build an email list, well, I'll say as an entrepreneur business owner, having an email list is very important because no matter what, you will always have access to your audience. Mm-hmm. And that is one thing that is crucial.
Yeah, man. Like we get fussed at a lot from our email subscribers because they got text too, so they get text messages as well. They always come like if we post something and we forget to send it like out in the email subscription list, man. People are always on us like, oh, we didn't get that. Oh, we didn't get that. So, and it's crazy, Henry, man. We have reached global. We have reached a global audience now overseas. So I think that's the coolest part, man. A lot of people love us over here in the U.S. When I say us, I mean like all of us, not just the Jacksonian. I mean like all of our brands and stuff. They really look to us as entertainment. And so I think that's probably the coolest feeling is to really meet people from other cultures and talk to them and interact with them.
When I think of Jacksonian Media, just because of the name, I think local, but like y'all are on a global scale now. So I guess what's that like, having that global reach?
Well,
Like, do you feel that you have more of a responsibility to be like consistent, or like what's it like?
okay, well, yeah. So the Jacksonian, it was I forgot all about Kenneth Stokes, man. I forgot to tell you about that because it started with
Go
him.
ahead, man.
For those that don't know, man, y'all probably seen him go viral on Twitter. Kenneth Stokes is a city councilman here in Jackson, Mississippi. I met him during the Peace Day event, which is a community event, helping the less fortunate out. And he was so surprised that many people were we had that many entrepreneurs in Jackson. That he was like, I have never seen that. Like, how did you get so many people? I'm like, well, Mr. Stokes, this is the wave now. A lot of us have businesses. And so he asked me, he said, hey, I want you to come and start a newspaper on behalf of Jackson. No, on behalf of Mississippi. He said, you should do that. And I waited for him to do it, but he got busy. So I just took it into my own hands. So I just kept the city of Jackson in mind when I was making the Jacksonian, because I want every time somebody to see me, they think of Jackson State and they think of Jackson. And so the fact that we're global now is like, it's an unreal feeling. Like, some days I wake up and I just can't believe that this is our reality right now. Like, I can't really put it into words how great it feels to be here and to have a lot of people be able to see us and really know now about my city, know about Jackson, know about Mississippi, know that we have talent here.
Man, that is amazing. I'll say, what is some tips you'd give someone who is, they're starting out, or they're not even just starting out. They've been in business for some time, and they're trying to reach that global audience. What are some tips you give them to accomplish that?
The biggest thing is a lot of people don't realize that a lot of people believe that they don't have the followers or the interactions. That means that they can't land some of these big name people. I would say if you're trying to be into the media, whether it be a podcast or a show or a magazine, because we do all of those, do not hesitate to reach out to those big influencers, because my business partner, like when he came, he wasn't used to talking to those type of people, and he was like, "How are we going to get them?" And now he sees that it's so easy. Like, I'm showing him, like, "Hey, just reach out to them. We talk to them, and they'll come out. They'll show love." So just first of all, don't think that you can't talk to these big influencers. They're really cool people. They'll talk to you. The second thing is, like hearing you watch a lot of inspirational videos. I think a lot of, I feel victim to this. A lot of the time we hear it, but you're not receiving it because you don't feel like it's your reality. But what they're saying is really the truth. Like, it's really that simple. Like, it's really as simple as finding something you're passionate about and staying consistent with it. And you got to really love what you're doing. That's why we stress passion, because you have to want to do it when you're broke. You have to want to do it when you don't feel like getting out of bed. You have to want to do it when it's not going well, not going as planned. It needs to be something that you look at borderline as a hobby, something that increases your life, something that increases your happiness, something that really enhances what you're doing. So that's literally my key points. If you find that, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to be successful.
Well, Dorian, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast, for dropping those gems. Everybody, make sure you connect with him and everything he has going on. The information will be below in the show notes. But Dorian, before you go, I have to ask you the question that I ask all the guests, because, of course, you're on the AMAZIN Podcast, where we interview amazing people that do amazing things. So the question I have for you before we go is, what makes you amazing?
That's a good question. I try to be humble about it, but I think what makes me amazing is being able to feel compassion towards people that look like me, that don't look like me, and being able to really connect with people from all ages, that helps me learn. I'm open to learning and understanding things that I may not be knowledgeable of. And I'm always trying to get better and grow. So I'm not just stuck in my ways. And that's what helped me stay innovative. That's the best thing I love about myself. It's just the ability to connect to people and know that I'll never know everything. I'll never have everything 100% figured out, and just want the best for me. I'm always trying to be a better person than I was yesterday.
Thank you for listening to the AMAZIN Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and follow us on all social media at the AMAZIN Podcast. We'll see you here next time.